Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's third video. We're going to have a look at the 12Z for today's third video. So, of course, we've got model wobbles and we've got the models, toing and froing on the possibility of this beast from the east at the weekend and into next week. We did today's 10 to 14 there and we saw that the GFS has had a huge wobble about this beastly eastly, whereas all the other model output this morning, the midnight runs of those models were generally all going for plenty of cold weather over weekend into next week with bitter easy winds and a risk of snow. So yeah, we're going to see tonight how the 12Z is looking. So we're going to have a look at the UK Met, have a look at GFS, Icon, and also ECMWF, which is just updating as I'm recording video. If you're enjoying the videos at the moment in this very, very interesting time of model watching, then please can you smash the like button, let us know in the comments what you think, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. We're at weathercentral.de. For this, right, we're going to start off with UK Met 12Z then. So this, of course, is trigger low over top of the country on Friday. That low pressure is going to go south. If it goes south, it'll start to pull in a cold easterly wind. So Friday, midday, that low pressure is over the top of the country. We go through into Saturday and on to Sunday. The low pressure sinks away to the southeast. In come the easterly winds. So easterly winds dragging cold air in from the east as we go through the weekend. And yeah, I think that successfully accomplishes the easterly. Have got low pressure out in west trying to come up against that east wind. So by midday on Monday, that could bring heavy snow to the far southwestern part of the country, but most places are in most bitterly cold easterly winds. But the coldest of the air is actually over Germany and Denmark, so it will depend whether this went on another day, whether we got the coldest of the easterly wind, coldest of the air from the east wind over Germany and Denmark. But nevertheless, you know, it's the idea that the UK Met does successfully accomplish the easterly. So that's 1-0 in favour of easterly winds. Let's have a look at the GFS, and this is the one that was really wobbling. This was really wobbly earlier on today. Let's see what the GFS 12Z is doing. So I'm going to enable the hover. And here we go then. So on Friday, we're going to find that area of low pressure, trigger low, over top of the country. What will the GFS do with that trigger low? Let's have a look. So trigger low, as we go from Friday into Saturday, we'll start to move southwards, and we do pull in some colder easterly winds. So as we get through to Saturday, we begin to get cold easterlies in across the northern half of the country. Anyway, the low pressure though, well, this is the difference with low pressure compared to with GFS compared to UK Met. So that low pressure off the coast of East Anglia, that low pressure is delaying the onset of those easy winds in the south. We do get the easy wind through across the north, so Scotland, northern England becomes bitterly cold over the weekend with those east winds bringing snow, but the cold air never gets down to the south, and that's because that area of low pressure never truly goes away. That area of low pressure sort of delays the onset of those easterly winds. Now, we've got another area of low pressure coming up from the south here on Monday, and that one is coming into those cold east winds again. So eventually, it looks like this is bringing like it's an upgrade, I think, from what the 6 said midnight GFS was showing. So it is an upgrade for cold in terms of east winds for the north. For the south, it's very marginal. And you know, as that low pressure comes up from the south, possibly we could get a little bit of snow involved in that as well. It's not a true beast from the east or the south. It does bring some colder air though into the north, and then we go off and running by around day 10 into like a westerly Atlantic driven type pattern. So the Atlantic's ramping up here, real windstorm there actually on the 14th of February. That's like a Valentine's Day storm that GFS is showing there, and then that goes eastwards and we finish up putting down some colder air from the north, and in comes the next low as we go through to the second half of February. So very unsettled with the coldest air remaining in the north. Let's just see what the upper air temperatures do with the GFS 12Z. So this is into Saturday. You see how the cold air is struggling to get in. You do get some cold air into the north, eventually with those east winds, but notice in the south we have actually got relatively mild air across the southeast on Sunday with a 0 Celsius isotherm. By the early part of next week, we do begin to bring in some cold air to the south, but always struggling to get the cold air down to the south with the GFS 12. So minus 10 Celsius isotherm, which is like the beach from the east, really. That's restricted to the very, very far northeast of Scotland. It does get into Scotland as you get through to Tuesday, but we never really get the cold air down to the south with the GFS 12. So the GFS definitely still going with this idea, but we're generally not all that cold down in the south with the GFS 12 there. So the GFS is definitely still wobbling on all of this. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look at the GEM 12Z then. We'll see what that one is showing. So again, there's a trigger low on Friday. What will GFS 12Z do with that? Let's have a look. So the GEM 12Z how to do that, I should say. So that drops southwards as we go through into Saturday. And this is bringing much more of an easterly over the weekend. All areas turning cold with easterly winds with the GEM 12Z. That's looking really quite bitter. That's bringing a bitterly cold easterly to all areas over the weekend and into next week. So, yeah, GEM looks very cold with those east winds dragging in cold temperatures, upper air temperatures, and the risk of snow as well. And then later on in the week, as this low pressure comes up from the south, there will be a risk of significant snow with that. Let's have a look at the upper air temperatures with the GEM. So again, we see that the cold air is digging in from the north and from the east through the course of the weekend. Here comes the minus 10 Celsius isotherm. So this is the beach from the east, as I've explained in the videos. When we get the upper air temperature down to minus 10 at 850 HPA, that will be beach from the east type stuff. So yeah, very cold GEM 12Z. So that's the UK Met, and the GEM gets a little bit milder later on as that low pressure comes up from the south later on next week. But that's the UK Met and the GEM going for the beasterly. The GFS saying no, not really, except across the far north of Scotland. Let's have a look at Icon, see what that one is doing. This is the DWD Icon. So again, the Icon 12Z has that low pressure over the top of the country. That's a tree low, of course, on Friday into Saturday. What's going to happen with that low pressure? It's going to move away. We are going to start to pull in colder air from the east. So it looks like Icon is also bringing in cold air from the east. Low pressure is trying to get in from the west, but not really getting in. So the Icon is also looking cold with winds in from like an east to southeasterly direction up to the middle of next week, drawing in the air from the east. Look at the upper air temperatures with Icon, see how they're doing. And again, we can see that over the weekend, it is starting to turn colder. Minus 10 Celsius isotherm is coming across the North Sea, heading into east parts of the country. Maybe not pushing minus 10 quite as far in as some of the earlier Icons have done. Although, having said that, really, we've got the minus 10 Celsius isotherm there through the central part of the country. So I think largely Icon is still going for this as well. Might have toned down minus 10 Celsius isotherm slightly, but still, I think the Icon is pretty cold over the weekend and into next week with the risk of snow. And then the last model we'll have a look at is the ECM WWF, which should now be fully updated. If you've enjoyed this look at 12Z tonight, then please give us a like on the video and let YouTube know that you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, drop a comment, let us know what you think. So Friday, again, the low pressure is over the top of the country. What's the ECM going to do with that? That's going to try to move that low pressure southwards. Not sure that's clearing all that well. We are bringing that bitterly cold air into the north. Are we getting that bitterly cold air down to south? We'll have a look in a moment at the upper air temperatures. I mean, that could be, depending on the upper air temperatures on Monday, for example, that low there across East Anglia could be very snowy. It just depends how much cold air we're drawing in from the east. Eventually, the ECM also brings this low pressure in from the Atlantic and starts to cut off that easterly. Let's just have a very quick look at the upper air temperatures, and then we're done. So over the weekend, in comes my 10 Celsius isotherm to the north, but not getting that -10 iceberg down to the south. However, the area is probably cold enough to this low across East Anglia Monday, Tuesday to actually produce a lot of snow. So maybe not quite as bitter with the ECM 12Z, but it does look as though that'll be very snowy. I think ECM will be very snowy for the south and southeast early next week. -10 does eventually push through by Wednesday across the northern half of the country as well, and it's still there in the east on Thursday. Just starts to get pushed away by that low pressure at day 10 on Friday the 12th of February. So it's inconclusive, this really. The GFS has wobbled big time. The GM is still going for a proper BCC, as I think is the UK Met. Icon has backed off slightly, but it's still pretty cold. The ECM has also backed off the severity of cold through the weekend and early next week, but could actually be snowier, particularly for more southern and southeastern part of the country. I just wonder whether the ECM is starting to wobble, starting to wobble like the GFS has done. I think tomorrow morning's model updates are going to be very, very interesting, which way this is going to swing. So watch your space, and we're going to keep you posted about all of this in the coming days. So tomorrow we're going to have a USA forecast. We're going to try and get the February month-ahead forecast done, and then we'll be live streaming from 6 o'clock. We'll live stream our 10 to 14 day update. Will the beast be unleashed on the live stream? You'll find out tomorrow live from 6 o'clock. But for this 12Z update, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.